I guess it's don't say what you gonna do, but I'm not gonna be on here long. But I did want to tell my people on the East Coast, hey y'all, my eyes, I've been having a headache since last night, so that's how I know I've been online too much, because I start getting real bad headaches, and then it just won't go away. So with that, I'm not gonna be on here long. This is not a class. Uh, my East Coast people, please have all y'all stuff together, okay? I just seen a thing about the storm and how serious it might be, okay? And if you remember, we studied different types of warfare. I hope you see it coming to the tip of the water. It's on the top. You hear me? So if you are East Coast or places where hurricanes and floods, understand that there are many types of warfare. It's not always just pew-pews and tanks and stuff. There's other kinds. The easiest way to get into a place is to make sure you have free access. We talked about this in Florida. We talked about it in Cali. We talked about it down South Texas and all of that. So people that plan to come over your grandma's house uninvited, they like to make sure that they already know the neighbors ain't gonna be home, or they not paying attention, if you getting what I'm saying to you. Okay? You hear me? And the fact that the people that we've been talking about forever coming to our grandma's house met up at our uncle's house the other day, and our uncle really didn't have too much to say, but the people that showed up at our uncle's house, they pulled up. You hearing me? These was the same people that was in Florida a couple years ago that didn't pull up at our other grandma's house on the East Coast. Remember? So they pulled up on the East Coast, and then they pulled up on our West Coast uncle yesterday or the day before. Okay. I hope you're paying attention. Remember, we talked about this side, that side, up, down, middle. Okay? The homeboys pulled up on the West Coast first and was standing posted up on the corners. Now they on the East Coast. They was in the middle last October. Don't forget. Okay? Be paying attention. I know it's a lot going on, but remember what we talked about. It's like a ping pong ball. And if you're paying attention, you'll be able to hit them things so that you know where to knock it to. Okay? I'm telling you. Because if you're paying attention, it's not a coincidence that they already over there and it's a storm coming. How far is DC from New York and all of that? Connecticut? How far? 45 minutes, an hour on the train, 2 hours on the train? So there's a storm brewing that could impact that area, and there's a heavy presence of homeboys already ready. You said 4 hours? They already set up. They already ready. Pay attention. remember on our on Airbnb's list, they said natural disaster, something going on with emergency, protection, whatever of the whatever and this and that. Well, we heard about this late, 22. There were certain things that needed to go in to place for another LD. Weather, cyber, civil unrest. Weather, cyber, civil unrest. Okay. For the LD. Civil unrest, weather, cyber. Period. I hope y'all paying attention. Oh, and medical. Don't forget that. Something medical. Oh, and it's happening. Okay. But this time, there's not going to be enough hospitals. There's not going to be enough doctors. All of that. Okay? If you are a West Coaster, East Coaster, or anywhere where that storm could possibly hit, because remember how far it pushed in last time and how it affected all of the waterways and what it caused. So if you need to be looking up and seeing if you're in a flood zone, if you're in a potential flood zone, how far the rivers and lakes and whatever else that's close to you. This is information you need to know. If you bought floaties and life jackets and your get your go bag, all that stuff needs to be accessible. Especially because they're not going to tell us how bad it's going to be, because we're not getting adequate weather information. So just assume that it's going to be real bad and act like it is. And if it ain't, you already ready for the worst and you made it through. But act like it's going to be the worst. Act like this is a live or die situation. Have your stuff together. Put all your canned food, anything where the water can damage it and it'll be no good. That needs to be in some type of plastic or container and put up to where water floods or it rushes in real quick. F a TV, you can get another one, all of that. But y'all already know, whenever there's a disaster zone, people be like, it ain't no food, it ain't no water, it ain't no this. So that stuff is more important. So put that up. So if the water come wherever or the lights go out, you're not fumbling around. You already know where your stuff is. And don't think the water's not going to reach us. Don't even play yourself like that. Act like it is going to reach and put your stuff up that's valuable, which is the stuff that if disaster does hit, you and your family are okay until y'all can get some help or whatever else it is. Okay? Have the kids. If water can get wherever, everybody need to be unplugging something before the water get on the porch. You do all these rooms, you do all these, unplug all that stuff. It'd be scary to me when people's whole houses is whatever, the lights are still on and the water is over the electrical outlet. Accidents can happen. If you got some type of plastic deals for the babies, and even if you don't, it's a good stopper to keep some of that, try to keep some of that water from flowing directly into that socket. Hurricane Aaron to come to the East Coast. Right, right. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't no telling, bless, and that's why I'm saying if you anywhere on the West Coast, on the East Coast, anywhere, New York, all of that, anywhere on that coast, what is it called? All of the Virginias and all of that, anywhere from Florida on up, anybody on that coast, you need to act like it could come to your house. You don't got to live in fear, but you need to be ready. All of that, DMV, all of it. Why y'all don't keep letting these people keep you catch you off guard now? You ain't gonna keep being silly. Period. Y'all see what's been happening. It's flooding in places it don't normally flood. So you would be silly to not do something ahead of time. Or at least have a game plan of, okay, God, places is flooding that don't normally, and it could be possible. Where we at? Whatever. So I need to put these things up. You said, surely mess up my state of Texas too. Listen, did you live in the part of Texas where it was flooding? And people don't want to take this seriously, but if your everything in your refrigerator get messed up, everything in your freezer get messed up, what you gonna do? If all your blankets is wet, all of that stuff, like, go ahead. If you on the East Coast, if you can go get you some of these vacuum seal bags and at least put 2-3 outfits, couple pairs of drawers, socks, a jacket, a blanket, whatever, you need to do it. Have that, so if everything else in your house is wet, you can at least take a couple of days of clothes. You don't want to be not probably a toothbrush. If you can wrap the toothbrush in something so it might not poke a hole or whatever, but you need to have some emergency stuff ready. You said, well, my power went out after our class and it's still out. Where you at, Nikki? I'm in Dallas. Fortunately not, but we can flood in downtown area at times. Come on, Mac Daddy. This the thing. How many times you gotta see people crying, talking about they ain't got nothing for you do something. Hey, Maury. In Louisiana, it's been 10 to 50% chance on rain. And in some areas flooded. Yeah. Yeah. You said, I know I need to get that together just in case. It's just in case right now. How many just in cases do we have to see folks fleeing their house from fire and this and that? Like, come on, y'all. It won't be nobody else's fault but your own if you're not ready, especially if you've been here and you're seeing. It's not like you're not seeing it with your own eyes. You need to know where your light bulbs are. You need to know where your generator is. You need to make sure you can get your what you call them things, solar generators, put them up. I don't care if you got to put them in a big bag or something. These things need to be up so you can actually use them. Just a praise report, just unintentionally randomly commission a couple for end time work. Dad is not playing around and it's getting real. Yes. Come on, Maury. Come on. Come on. Go on and put it out there. You hear me? We got to put people to work. Listen. We got to put people to work. You said 2 days ago. What happened? Tennessee just flash flooded 2 days ago. Okay. Okay. Do you need any more proof? Do you? Good job, Mari, too. Do you need any more proof that you need to be ready in an instant, in a moment? Who still think you gonna have time? People didn't hear the sirens for St. Louis. I didn't even know it was a storm down there again, knocking over trees and stuff. While we was in class, it was a storm happening yesterday. Looked on there, I'm like, why is they still posting this? No, this was yesterday. Whole tree fell down on a man's house. It was more damage. There's more than one type of warfare, and I'm gonna say that again. He said, I'm in STL checking because the rain's been bad. Listen, it was yesterday. They had a whole whatever. I'm in Missouri. I didn't see. I know it said it was going to storm. I know it rained a little bit. Baby, it was whole trees down there in the city. Again. And I think North County, too. I'm getting ready. It's getting ready to storm here in Missouri. Okay. You said you want STL too? Oh, okay. Yeah. I just looked at it. Yeah. I'm like, when did this? Why is they still No, it was yesterday. Yesterday. Man, whole truck. The tree came from the yard, fell right down on the man thing. Was it in the county? Okay, there you go. Yesterday. We was in live. How that's crazy. Again. Someone whole roof got ripped off. In Illinois too, Mari? The power out in the county? North County right now? I don't know how many times I've got to do this. It could be run with water. You can charge it. In Glasgow Village, they're trying to make people more desperate. Are y'all seeing that? Every day they are trying to make people more and more desperate. When they started canceling people's insurance, I told y'all what it was. And now, all you said it's horrible. Avon, I've been telling folks for 3.5 years, you need disaster preparedness. I was saying for the end of time, so I guess that's why they didn't listen to me, but you need it for disasters as well, silly. And guess what? Since then, you said it flooded downtown. Last night, yes, Chicago was storming for hours, looking like you belonged to the movie of Mystery Man, feeling like it too. An apartment building got the ceiling roof. Oh my goodness. North County SDL, I talked to my people. This here is going to be so important in the next coming weeks and days and months. Like my new vest, it's really like trendy. Like it's kind of heavy, but it's going to do the job. Like it's really heavy, but everyone should have one. Like it's the newest thing. Like if you want to like live, it's like really the thing you should get. Like I would get everyone in my house one if I could, like some type of something, even just like a backpack with one. Like they sell the backpacks too. Especially like if you live in like a more, urban area, like where, people always want to like go down there and stuff and like mess with people, like it's just good if you're, your kids and everybody, like if they have one. Especially the boys, like everybody always wants to mess with the boys. And so if I were you, I would look into getting one of those just like in a backpack, just in case. Phew, it's hot in here. Because the people's is out. Hey. The people's is out. Who is that over there? Who is that? Do you know those guys over there? Those guys. Do you know those guys over there? Do you know them? They out. And they ain't, you know. Those guys over there. Do you know those guys? Those guys, they are out and running around, those guys. You said it was flooding last night. That's why I was up all night. Luckily, I didn't have to use nothing. But the plan was marching downtown. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. Right. I seen them. Now, did we talk about this, family? We talked about those guys over there. Did we? And we talked about how soon they would be on. They already was, but they were going to be on the streets even more. You remember those guys over there, those people? You remember? Do you see it? I just want to know how much more you have to see until you believe that we are in that time. I was in the tub thinking about, well, I took my water purification thing, whatever you call it, distiller out. I didn't know it was that much involved in it, so I put it, like, part of it on the counter and left the rest in the box and said, I'm going to do it in a minute. I'm going to go take a bath. Because this is another thing I'm going to have to sit and read and my eyes hurt. Okay? So with that, when I went to go get in the tub, I thought about something. Right? Where was Jesus born? And I know it had to be our dad because my mom wasn't nowhere over here. Where was Jesus born? Hmm? Okay. Bethlehem. Let me ask you a question. Is that in Palestine? Antoinette. It's in Palestine. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Mm. Okay. Where's the Antichrist at right now? Where's he been staying at? No, he's not in the White House. Israel. 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 He's in Israel. Right. Okay. No, he's in Israel. He's in Israel. Okay. Now look here. Does it make sense that since he got into Israel, Israel is now mass murdering, right? Millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people or whatever over the space, right? Over the space where the Savior of the world, where he walked through there. They want to eliminate everybody out of Palestine Because, okay, because Jesus was born in Palestine. And you cannot be the Savior, okay, and not have access to Palestine. So now that the Antichrist is in Israel, he is trying to gain access to Gaza, Palestine. Think about it. Think about it. It's so simple. It makes sense as to why they're trying to get in there. Because they about to try to fool the world. Hello. The Jews already found their Messiah. Look here. And I probably didn't went past it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Ooh, I hope they didn't take it down. Let me see. I wonder if I saved it. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I saved it first, because I might be looking for it and I saved it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I forgot about this. That's why I didn't have it queued up. Oh. Was this it? I think they took it down, y'all. Dang. Dang it. I think they took it down. So basically, dang. Y'all, I'm so sad. this it? Okay, this might be it. Hold on.
We're just going to do a practice one with one of the 5 disqualified cows. The government said, okay, whatever. They ended up going out, doing a real cow. One of the cow's name was Tikva. They made the offering, and it was a real offering. They did it all by the laws, and I have with me some of the ashes right here, red heifer ashes. It's pretty incredible. The red heifer, the last time that the red heifer was done was over 2,000 years ago. The first time it was done by Moses. The second time it was done by Ezra from the book in the Bible. And that shows you how long the ashes can last for. So a pure red heifer doesn't come about all the time. And in this generation, we had 21 of them that were born. Pure. They picked 7 to bring to Israel, and out of the 7, Israel only allowed them to have 5 brought in, and they've been sitting around just doing nothing because the media outrage has been so astronomical about it. But the red heifer people, they fooled everybody, and they successfully performed the ritual about a month ago. Now, in the ritual, you're supposed to have hyssop. I have also hyssop that is from the actual ritual, and also the red heifer ashes. And these get put into a clay jar and then sprinkled on people in a healing ritual. And it removes the impurity of death and allows for people to heal. So since this started, they have been sprinkling on people. There was a man with Alzheimer's who just started remembering everything, sight to the blind. There's some real miracles that have happened in the last month since this thing has gone down. So you can find this video on YouTube. This is just one of the many channels reviewing.
And the miracles then start showing up. But the way that they did it was deceitful, was it not? Was it not? That thing was done in deceit because they lied to the world, exactly what God told us they were going to do over a year and a half ago. They was going to say it was the practice, or they was going to do it, and then they was going to wait and tell the world that they did it. They told the world it was practice. Whole time it was the real thing. The miracles have started. The church folk, not all, but a lot of the church folks think this Feast of Trumpets or Rosh Hashanah or whatever, Jesus coming back next month. September. When you got to start showing your ID for everything. To get online. To get information. And Israel is trying to get into Gaza real bad. Real bad. The birthplace of the Christ. Because they have their own.
The podcast interview on Timcast IRL, and the guy's name is Adam King right here. A lot of people recognize him as the most accurate representation of an international Jew. He's definitely not a Christian by any means. He refutes the idea of Christ as the true Messiah, as pretty much all true Jews do. Of course, not everyone is going to agree with him, and he's not going to be liked by everyone. That's not the point. The point is that he is a devout Jew. He's very learned in Jewish tradition with the 613 commandments listed in the Old Testament along with the Talmud. He's also got a very...
Now, there's another video, and I think it was the other guy's video, right? When he said, when you think about our Messiah, the Jews now, he's speaking for the Jews, okay? He said he doesn't have to be, they said our Messiah is not going to be divine. Can you hear me? And that's the video I'm trying to find. They said, this is a Jewish person, our, when you think of the Messiah, da 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 da, I'm trying to find the video. The man said, our Messiah is not going to be divine. Our Messiah, this is what the man that was Jewish was saying. Okay? They were saying, you know, the biblical Jesus, da 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 da. You watched it? I cannot find that video. But he was like, they said, our Messiah is not going to be divine. This is why it's going right over the people's heads who that man that's been sitting over there training with the rabbis is. You reposted it? So was it the other man's video, the first part of it? I reposted it too, and I can't find it. Can you tell me what his name is so I can go find it so they can hear it, please? Can you get the video for me and inbox it to me so we can play it real quick? Because that's what I was looking for. Thank you. It does make sense, nephew. Everything makes sense. All of it. All of it. Who remembers us talking about when I kept saying, when they was talking about kings of the north, it wasn't talking about just North America. It was talking about the kingdoms north of Africa and Jerusalem and Palestine. Who remembers us having this conversation? Remember, I used to pull the map out and I would say, no, go straight up on your map. Okay. Do we all know what is above Africa? What's above Africa? What's the largest country above Africa? Tell me. Right above. Right. Where are you, world map? Of course, they got this wrong, but we just gonna take it. Okay, so this Africa, right? What's this? Right? I'm looking. Yep, that's Africa. What's the largest and the most northern country? What's that? What's that say? What's that say? Because it's all one continent right here. So if we go up, what is the largest part? Would this be the most northern country? So this would be the king of the north? We went through this before. Because it is above Africa. But this is the largest country that is above Africa. This. Know what that is? Tell me what this is right here. What's this? America and Canada. So is Russia really far away from us like they tried to make us believe? No. Absolutely not. They're our next door neighbors. So when he talked about the kings of the north coming down into the Red Sea area, if he is working with them, are both of these people right here? Are they right here? Now, I'm going to show you this again now. Right here. Are they right here? Are they right here? They right here. They right here. So, if he runs him and him is cool with them, would this be that the kings of the north are now in the area, like the Bible said? Is it? Exactly like the Bible said. You said, what does that mean? Armageddon is shortly to come. The military are not on the streets all around the world for nothing. The Antichrist is pulling the strings. And this is why they want to get into Gaza, Gog and Magog, in Babylon. Okay. Hello. It's not a coincidence that, what's his name? The red people up here, the king of the north, ain't he hooked up with Asia? Ain't this guy hooked up with Asia? They homeboys, ain't they? These people in Asia is homeboys. They click tight, as we used to say back in the day. So Gog and Magog and the new Babylon then all hooked up, and they worried about the smallest piece of land in and all of this didn't happen until after the Jews found their Messiah. Because he needs to be able to be in Palestine. Because people know that Jesus was born in Palestine. They know. It's not about the Riviera. It's about the one world leader being able to copy our Christ. And so then, they said, what y'all said, he was about 33 when he showed up in 2022. Jesus left, he was about 32, 33, something like that. You hear me? Okay? You hear me? And old boy showed up when he was, what, 32, 33? And he been about 3 years now. 3.5 this month. Interesting. They want that land because he can't play Jesus if he don't have Palestine. You hear me? Where can you find what? His name is Yanuka Rav Shalom. Just look up the Jews found their Messiah 22. It's all over the internet. It's been for the last 3.5 years. And they were celebrating in New York and all over the place. They been found their Messiah. That's why they sacrificed the cows. The cows came out after he did. He came late March, early April. They found the cows in May or June, somewhere around there. They made it over to Israel in like September, August, September, and boom, boom, boom. It is. You hear me? You know, just because you got fingertips does not mean you should type letters. I just want you to know that. Just because people give you a keyboard, that don't always mean you should use it. They might be able to fool the rest of the world, but can't fool me. This part. Everybody got fingertips. Don't mean you should use them. That's all I'm saying. All right, because he got mock everything that Jesus did exactly. Um, it's like having Tourette's in your fingers. A lot of people have that. Okay. So, with that, that's why everything, just type up Yanuka Rav, YANUKARAV on YouTube, and it's a gazillion videos about him. He's been here this month, like 42 months. He's still just using it. Hey, call you right now? Hold on, y'all. Y'all, when I tell you the devil is on my head. Another accident. Remember we just talked about my baby's brand new car? All 4 of my children in less than 3 weeks have been in a car accident. Somebody just hit my daughter. Listen. If y'all don't think that the devil attacks me, and this is why when people are so selfish and I say I'm going to take a day off and you get in my inbox with silly stuff, I be mad. She all right. She's just shaking up. Do you understand? When people do trivial things, this is not a joke for me. Every day that I get on here and I talk to y'all, the devil attacks my children. He attacks me. He attacks my grandchildren. Because this, what I do over here is real. This is not for TikTok. This is for real. People's souls are getting saved. People are getting delivered. People are stopping addictions. They're stopping relationships. And if y'all think that Lucifer just lets me skip along, that's why I be trying to tell y'all, I'm not fake. I literally, and sometimes when I say I don't have the mental energy, just because I don't tell y'all my business, don't mean I don't be going through hell when this camera is off. Do you hear me? This is real. Do you understand? Is it Tony? Babe, listen, it's not the time. I don't know if you're new here or not. This is not giving the devil glory. That's the problem with church folks. They don't ever want to call a spade a spade. That's not giving him glory, telling people how he works, because that's helping people understand how the devil will move against you when you are really working for Christ. That's not what that's doing, babe. Please don't do that. The last 3, 4, 5 classes we had been real. Get in your business. People are putting things down. They are picking up. Okay, last night I just told y'all to give God praise. Did I not? For a miracle. He said, oh, you going to inspire them to get a miracle? I'm going to keep trying to keep your mind on things that don't matter, or not don't matter, but whatever, to keep you distracted from being able to do your purpose. So when I say to y'all, I have to put so much stuff to the back of my mind to come on here and then people want to play with me. Look, I really be wanting to pop off. I don't have time to play with people. I don't have time to nurse whole grown people because I got kids that I could be worrying about. If you don't want to get it, if you don't want to grow, if you want to keep talking out the side of your neck, idiotic things, then you need to go play with the children, honey, because this is real grown, real life over here. I am under attack every day, and I was prior to me coming to TikTok for what I do. You hear me? Y'all have seen the attacks that I've gone through, and I went through way more before I ever even met y'all. When you are a threat to the devil, he's always going to do his job. If you ain't, you just talking about Jesus and still whatever, you're not a threat to him. He don't have no reason to attack you. You're really one of his friends. But when you start snatching souls out of his kingdom again, okay, I'm the devil's op. I'm not his homeboy. I get to get into places that most church folks won't get into because they're too sanctified to go. I'm snatching souls I'm Harriet Tubman when it comes to this soul thing. You understand me? I used to be in bondage. I used to be a slave to sin. I did. And I didn't see nothing else because that's all I knew. And I grew up in church. If that gives you any, that don't mean nothing. Listen. You're not a threat to the devil if you prancing around telling people, no, what your works look like, though. What your fruit look like. You hear me? How many souls you done snatched from the enemy's kingdom or led them out acting like you partying and they don't know you there to get the captives? Hello. You said I don't play about the purpose that God put down on the inside of folks. Folks want to be Christian because it's trendy. Baby, I was doing this before it was trendy. Walking into the dark spaces, coming up out of there with them souls that's in shackles, okay? The real dark places, not the fake dark, the real ones. Trap houses, strip clubs, liquor stores, the whole nine, off the corner. And I didn't have to yell and scream and tell everybody I was a minister. I asked them, did they need some food? You want to be able to watch your snatch, baby girl? I'll go get you some body wash because I know it's hard out here. Is there anything that you need? Okay? Folks be trying to shove the word down people's throat and ain't ask them about a need. Well, God took care of people's needs before he tried to shove the word down their throat. Jesus did. Are you hungry? Because people can't listen if they hungry. Hello. Folks want to be fake Christians, baby. I know the devil is gunning for me every day. So this is not a cutesy walk for me. And let's, no. You hear me? The soldiers of the Lord you raised, family, and all. Listen, the enemy is upset. You're a warrior for God. Listen, I'm going to keep on fighting too. Won't be giving up. He is not on your head. He is beneath you. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying, but he is. Because, okay, a person that kill you ain't about to let you just walk on top of them. We got to call a spade, y'all. Yes, God put him under. Come on. No. What does it mean to be besieged? Whether God is going to allow you to take the enemy or not. What does it mean to be besieged? You can tell what people did not get attention from their parents or they don't get attention in life by the way that they conduct themselves in spaces where there are other people. And if you only say things so that people will pay attention to you or call your name, your life sucks. It has no purpose. That does not show me that you're wise. It shows me that you're ignorant. Now, if you actually have something to say that will add to the conversation, feel free to type. But if you don't, you're just going to get a lot of being ignored over here. Because I don't call silly people names so that they can get attention. That just shows that you don't get it in your natural life because we on the internet. This is not a kid space. We real grown over here in every way. When my children were acting out, I did not give them attention. I walked away from them until they got up and got their act together. I do it on the internet every day. I don't coddle screaming kids and you just acting that way because you ain't getting no attention. Absolutely not. Now, if you have something to say, open your mouth and tell me what you need. But screaming and hollering, you'll get nothing from me. Jesus. Anybody else? Okay. Another thing, and I don't know why I have to keep saying the same thing over and over, but I'm going to say it, okay? If there is a person that is no longer with WOIU, do not ask me about them. I do not have to tell you about my interaction with people off this camera. You don't know what I endured with that person. And I don't have to be uncomfortable because you want somebody here that irritates me or that changes my spirit. If you want to interact with them, you go to their page and you interact with them. Don't ask me about nobody else that I said I don't want them over here. Do you understand? I'm not going to keep saying that. I don't know if y'all heard me. I don't keep nobody around me that get trouble started, drama started, or that can't listen when I'm asking them to do something. I do not have to be uncomfortable or whatever because you like somebody. And if you can't respect that, you need to not be in this community because whenever you get done, this is my TikTok. It's our community. It's still my TikTok. And I get to choose who I want to deal with and who I don't. And because I don't get on here telling every single interaction I have with people, because I feel like that's private, don't ask me about nobody. If you ain't seen them over here, and y'all know the reactions I give, I will look in the other screen. Don't ask me about nobody that ain't over here no more. Because 9 times out of 10, because I'm a very graceful person, they had every opportunity to not be a part of WOIU. And they chose, with their, because everybody grown, to continue doing what they wanted to do. And so then I don't deal with people that keep me irritated. I don't deal with people that don't know how to listen and just do whatever they want to do. I do not do that because then that means you're not respectful of other people's boundaries. Respect my boundaries or go away. I don't know why I got to keep telling grown people this. You deal with them if you miss them. You deal with them if you go on they whatever, be wherever they be. But I don't got to deal with them just because you want to deal with them. I don't deal with my family just because other people in my family want to deal with them. That don't have nothing to do. That's your relationship with them. Do you understand? We all grown. Why I got to keep saying it? Don't get in my inbox. Don't ask me. Don't try to ask me in front of everybody because I be trying not to embarrass people. But people keep doing that. I don't care if you ask about somebody that you know I don't talk to. You make yourself look silly because other people didn't ask and you saw I ignored the question. If they wanted to be over here, they would have quit doing what they was doing. Goodness gracious. I don't care what you feel when it comes to that if they wasn't bothering you. That's like they hit me in the face and you say, well, I like them here. I don't care. They attack me, not you, so go away. How many times I gotta say that? Don't ask me about nobody that ain't over here no more. If they block for a reason. Anybody else? Now, Back to what I was saying about Palestine. Okay? They're trying to get over there. Okay? Because this Antichrist needs to be able to pretend to be the Christ. And he gonna have to be in the areas and copy the miracles that I wouldn't be surprised if he gonna be in Egypt in a minute too, because Jesus did stuff there as well. Okay? So be paying attention. Okay. Um, yeah. My body didn't go hot. This. All of that, Diana. Okay? Don't be so selfish that you expect somebody to deal with something that don't make them feel okay. Just because you want to be happy. That's real selfish. I'm going to tell you now. And I don't do selfish people. So, with that, my East Coasters, please have your emergency stuff ready. If you got to photocopy your documents, I don't care. East Coast to all the way in, because we living in day after tomorrow weather. Okay? And again, I heard, now, I thought that I was tripping, but I wasn't. They said that the way that Aaron did, it has never done that before. I'm guessing it's unprecedented. Did y'all hear that as well? That it going from whatever to whatever overnight is unprecedented. We keep hearing the it's never happened before in every single thing that is going on. And we prepared for the nevers. You said a category 1 to a category 5 in 24 hours. Okay. Tropical storm to a category 5 instantly. Oh, okay. Does that kind of sound like what we've been studying over here? That we need to look for the stuff that has never happened and be prepared for the worst in every single situation. Not living paranoid, but understanding that what we are used to is no longer in every way. Every single day you are seeing that we are getting further and further and further away from life before 2020. Everybody lied and said it was going to get better in 2020. I said, this is the start of the worst. Don't listen to her. I said, okay, we just about to see this world get worse and worse after this year, because God had already told me it was coming. And I'm talking about 2020. And our life and rights and everything that's been going on has gotten worse and worse and worse every single year since 2020. Okay. Get your head out of the sand and prepare for the worst. Stop acting like because you don't want to think about it that it's not real. Stop acting like because it's not happening in your town, on your street, that it's not going to be. You playing yourself, and ain't nobody gonna care about you standing outside with no sign. They don't care about it now. That ain't doing nothing. They do not care about people marching in the streets because it ain't no action behind it. When we was young, we used to say we about that action. That means you can do all of this, but where the action at? Long as you don't touch me, we cool. That's how they. I mean, because your protesting ain't stopping nothing. It's not stopping anything because there's no action behind it. None whatsoever. They do not care about y'all putting those signs up and cussing them out. They could care less. It ain't stopped them from putting the military on the streets in California, North Carolina, Washington, and it ain't gonna stop it nowhere else either. Promise you, they do not care about no damn piece of paper and no lawsuit. We're in lawlessness. Hello. The Bible said at the last days it was going to be lawlessness. They do not care about no law. They'll spit on it and keep on walking and set it on fire and keep it moving. They didn't show y'all. So if you still allowing your mind to be thinking about, oh, we only got 3.5 more years of this, you crazy. You don't keep hearing all these nevers for nothing. The Bible said the things that was going to be going on at the end times have never happened before. Because just like even though there was floods, the earth had not been flooded. Okay? There was floods before the flood. That's why it's called the flood, or the flood of Noah, because there was floods before that. But it had not ever been a flood like that. Okay. Well, there has been wars. There has been all of these different things. But what is coming? There's never been anything like that. The heat that is coming to the earth, it's never been heat like that. The unaliving in mass has never, it's since the flood. Now there's unaliving every day. There's fires every day. It's not gonna be like the time we are in now. And that is the thinking that people got to get themselves out of. This country has become the most lawless it has ever been, auntie. Unprecedented, right? Right, auntie? I work with elders, even people in their 90s were saying they never experienced anything like 2020. It was the start. Yes, Justice. And the fact that people still trying to trick themselves and say, oh, well, yeah, we have 4 more years. I mean, even if he does get it. Okay, so are you going to peel the scales off your eye now or now? Hello. It's not taking a long time for it to get worse. They say, oh, they're not going to put the military on the streets. They on the streets. I mean, doing whatever they want to do. And we talked about this in 22. You're not going to be able to just roam and do whatever you want to. I kept saying that. People are like, don't listen to her. Oh, okay, well, what's going on right now? And I said they're going to be on every corner. Where they at? Oh, okay, on every corner. We talked about stop and checkpoints, didn't we? We talked about being put over garbage so that you can get out of the state. Under garbage, under trash, under animals, under hay. Did we not talk about this? Hello. And guess what's being set up? Exactly what we talked about. We flooded again in different areas of Chicago. I'm headed out to check the properties in my portfolio now. Auntie. Y'all heard that? Mario already told us Illinois was going crazy. That's auntie. She in Chicago. Hear me? And now she got to go check the properties and make sure they're not flooded. Would this be floods in places where it normally don't flood? Since God told us in March of 2024, places that don't normally flood have been flooding like crazy. Okay? Do you understand? You said you talked about not being able to go to the grocery store without the mark. And we talked about the internet going away too. And guess what's happening? If you don't have a real ID after September 13th, they're not going to be wanting to let you on. I said we're not going to have access to the internet. Did we talk about it? Who remembers us talking about not having access to the internet? This is why auntie told us to get stuff like this, because if they can stop you, the streaming services are talking about it too. You're going to have to show your ID to be able to stream TV. Oh, we was crazy when we bought those, but now you got to show your ID to even watch YouTube. Interesting. On here, when the rules change, they can come to your house and pick you up just for what you looking at. And we ain't talking about no weird stuff. We talking about political stuff. Not no you about to try to build nothing on the black market type stuff. No. Just who you looking at And if you don't look at their stuff and you only look at the opposite people's stuff, they can bar you from being able to get on the app altogether. Oh, okay. We talked about all of this in 22 and people called me crazy and they said I didn't know what I was talking about. And now we all living it right now, 3.5 years later. Oh, okay. Talked about it in 24, talked about it in 23, and everybody came in and said, y'all still following this lady? She don't know what she talking about. So crazy, because guess what? It's recorded over here on YouTube. And everything that's happening now in 2025, no matter where it is around the world, we talked about it in 22. Hello. That's why we have a world map. And this is why I begged all of my students to, anytime something was happening in any place, to go get a pen and stick a pen in it. Who remembers? I begged y'all to do that early when ours was still on the wall. I said, I need you to go get one of these. You need to get a United States or whatever country you live in map, and then you need to get a world map. You need to buy a whole bunch of stickies. Because in this next 3 years, there are going to be things happening, and I need you to mark where it all happened at, whether it be floods, famine, war, this, that, and the other. Whatever the crazy stuff is that could be world changing, I need you to start just putting stuff there. Like the aliens, where they touch down at and where they're seeing sightings. And it's a lot of stuff going on. I just think just get a lot of pens because it's going to be important. Okay? You understand? You said that was one of the first things along with the notebooks. Come on, nephew. You remember you said you told us to mark them years ago. I did. Do you think that's important now? Because people always say, oh, it's not happening where I am. Well, funny, because if you pay attention what's happening in places where, like, where it's not happening where you are, you'll know what to prepare for because it's coming to your house too. Okay, makes you more aware of what's going to be in your neighborhood just shortly. But most people say, oh, it's not happening over here, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so then you won't be ready for when it does, because that is a warning to get ready. Coming to a, listen, this, you said the real ID is not the mark, not the license. It's the precursor. Just like the debit card is the precursor to digital. Yeah, no. Yes and no. Yes and no. The physical card you have right now, no. The one that they're going to put in your hand or your forehead, yes. And it's still going to be the real ID because it is the global identification. That's why you have one in your passport now. Because they need to know where you're going and who you're talking to and who you click up with. The devil is busy attacking us all. Everyone put on your oil on your vehicles. Yes, it's clear that he is attacking us while we're driving. The one day I didn't put oil on, the truck got hit hard. Auntie, your niecey poo my daughter I had to just walk out of here. The brand new car she just got the last time I was there, not the one that got her car Wednesday, who had just got into a car accident. And then, my son, my daughter, she at the fair. She pulling out, and the man smacked into her car. So all 4 of my kids this month, in this July, August time, like from like the 15th of July until now. No, the 27th, the 27th of July until now. All 2 of them in one day. So yeah, that's why I just had to run out of here. She literally just called. Yes, her brand new car. They just rear-ended her right now, or not rear. I don't. He smashed. She was pulling out. He was going crazy or whatever. I don't know, but that's why I be trying to tell people. I don't know. Okay. Y'all can keep on playing like the devil ain't playing for keeps. Okay. Keep wanting to throw your kids out to the street and not care. Let them leave your house without oil on. Okay. It's fine. Because the devil is playing for keeps whether you believe it or not. He wants souls. I just told y'all the money grab with the souls. If you ever seen a money grab on TV where they put you in a booth and they start pumping the air and the money through there, okay? And you try to grab as much, and it's a buzzer, it's a timer. Lucifer is on the same game with souls right now. Oil up and pray up. Auntie, it's real. People don't, Again, I blame the pastors. And I'm going to keep on blaming them because they supposed to be teaching the people what to do and how to be. Thank you, Angie. And they too busy trying to teach them how to get money that they ain't even going to be able to spend unless they take the mark. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. You hear me? They telling people what they ain't going to have to worry about. All lies. Because the Bible says they are going to have to worry about it. The Bible says there's not going to be any food, and they told them, you don't got to buy all that stuff. You don't got to worry about it. They told them, oh, you don't even have to worry about being disaster preparedness or being in the dark because we're not going to be here. They believe man over the word. So it's about to be a lot of people to get a rude awakening when they got to look in their babies' faces and they looking like the people in Gaza because they don't believe. That don't have nothing to do with me. I mean, I'm trying to tell people, but you're going to keep on listening to the person that's lying to you while you watching famine happen. You don't want to see. You said, but in the hood, who else do we have to turn to but the preacher man? The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. Because he knew a lot of the pastors. Literally, it tells you that the pastors have refused to learn. Matthew 7 and whatever the verse is, I can't think of it. The last couple verses in Matthew 7 say they refuse to learn. Okay? They've stopped wanting to listen. Said they should have really been teaching right now. Why are you telling people to go run up bags of money and God said it ain't gonna be no money? It ain't gonna be none. So then why, as a pastor, would I not tell you to stock up on all the things that you would need money for? So when you want to say, for Christ I live and for Christ I die, it don't gotta be crazy. But if I tell you that you don't have to prepare for that, then you're going to be more apt to take because you don't have anything. And you're going to say, God knows my heart. He wouldn't want me to let my kids starve. Well, he told you it was going to be famine 7 years ago and you didn't listen. He told you it was going to be famine in 2022 and you still didn't start stocking nothing up, even though every single person walked into a grocery store and saw that it was empty. What more do we got to say? It's really simple. It's self-explanatory. He gave you a taste of it during 2020. Of you walking into the grocery store for 3 straight weeks and nothing was there, and that didn't tell you to always have at least 6 months worth of food in your house, I don't know what will. And it's going to be worse, Elizabeth. What's coming is going to be worse. Don't forget that our food is rotting in the farms. The people that ran the warehouses and the cow in the farm, they're gone. They're taking the food stamps. They're taking school lunch. They're taking the schools. They're eating the dogs. They're snatching the kids. They're drinking their blood. They killing the old people. They're attacking the blacks. Wasn't he president the last time the economy, when it wasn't no food and it wasn't no gas and you couldn't leave your house, and wasn't he president? It ain't even been a decade and you forgot already that ain't nobody gonna eat but him. Ain't nobody gonna sleep good but him. Like, I mean, what more do you need? He showed y'all last time he was gonna starve y'all AIDS to death, and he about to do it again. He about to show you how many people he want to unalive. He's already doing it by taking Medicare and Medicaid. Hello. Then telling them, oh, and you can't leave no property to your kids. Y'all better wake up. He's a thief, been a criminal. We talk about all the time that the thief is always going to point you away from where he hid your stuff. Hello, they will help you look for it. I think you should check those guys. Hello? You said, and the main reason why so many got caught. Okay. What more do you need? You said, true, my sister used to steal, and she did that all the time. Y'all watching them steal America. It's not us, it's them. No, no, no. They take the money. Take all the money you can. No, they waste the money. Waste all the money you can. Come on. You said the property thing is a news update for me. Yeah. They saying if you die and they about to kill a whole bunch of people, you can't leave your property to your kids. There's no inheritance. Hello. They want everyone to be defensive and off guard. Yes, it sure did crash when he was in office. It sure did, and it's crashing again. He's doing the same thing he did last time. I don't know why y'all don't pay attention. He ain't changed his stripes, not once. He's doing the same thing. He thought it was going to work out in 2020. You hear me? That explains it all. I think my father-in-law was on Medicaid, y'all. Yep. See, they not gonna care about no trust because he's gonna use the military to invoke eminent domain. It ain't gonna matter if you got it in trust. They'll just have the military come take it. Hello. You can have all the trust you want. Eminent domain is gonna take precedence over that. I don't know. Let me go get some water. It's crazy. Oh, man. If you have the money, if you can do it on the pay as you go, I know everybody funds is tight. If you got something you really don't use and you can pawn it, okay? Listen to me. And I don't know everybody's situation. If you got something that you don't use that you can pawn and it's not going to be valuable in this next stage of what we're going into, like Nazi journey, you need to pawn it and go get you a water distiller and some type of water filtration. They're not running all this water and all these sewer systems and all of this stuff for no reason. Hurry up. You need to have a way to filter, more than one way to filter water. You need to have water purification tablets, and you need to have a water distiller or learn a way to distill it. Okay? Like ASAP. He said, yep, went through eminent domain last year in Houston. I moved away. It's on the smart list. Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Okay? I'm not fussing. I just want y'all to be okay. Exactly, doing the flesh eating bacteria in the water on the coastline. It made it here. It made it here to Missouri. It's in a lake here somewhere. It's here. Now I'm getting tagged for misinformation. Ain't that crazy? Interesting. That's how you know it's the truth. It was Lake of Ozarks. It's already through the water system. And now they telling you boil your water for 3 minutes. They know what's up. You notice the smell too? Okay. Well, ain't that crazy that God told us to go get water distillers and plenty of water filtration? For the last 3 years, He's been telling us make sure we get water filtration in every way that you can. And look, Legionnaire's disease is in the water. Okay? It's in South Carolina. The baby passed from the brain amoeba. From a lake. Oh, okay, so it's in several bodies of water. And this is why it's important that we talk to each other. And now you understand why they want to cut the internet off. We talked about all of this in 2022. Hey, we talked about, y'all see it was 2 train derailments. Did we talk about the trains? Huh? You can distill water by putting in an empty bowl in a pot of water with the lid flipped. Okay, thank you. Huh? None of our classes were random. I do not care what people say. God was preparing us for every single thing that we see in the news right now. You said, my goodness, and did you see that those worm-like spores on that rabbit? I did. You said, I just walked out my living room. Uh-oh, hold on. You said, I just walked out my living room. I walked out to my living room, TV news saying the same thing. Right now, Tim? Not they talking about it while we talking about it. If the news is telling you it's too late. Ooh. Ugh. You said WJCL? Oh, okay. If you think as they were yet speaking, we just keep having all kinds of those moments. To the point that I have a filter on my shower head for the water. Auntie, somebody just sent, I just took it in my room. Somebody just sent me one, a water filter. Yesterday I picked it up, or the day before, Florida, Massachusetts, Cape Cod, Mississippi waters too, Lanisha. Y'all on a boil water advisory too? Tim, where you at? You said living with people who are blind is so hard. Oh, I know, baby. I was with one during 2020. Savannah, Georgia. You said the flesh-eating virus is along the coast of Carolina. And God told us to go buy a distiller like a month ago. Interesting. You said laugh out loud. Wow, how crazy. They were like, write that down and report it. Interesting. Write that down, that part. You said, and they build a new Amtrak that goes from New Orleans to other cities. I told myself, why even do that? They say they're trying to get people to come to New Orleans. Interesting. You said, Auntie just said she went to church after 5 years. Asked her if the pastor told her to prepare. She said, nope. Did any of y'all do y'all assignment? Did y'all call the church folks and ask them what they learned today at church? That was your assignment for today. I told y'all they not telling them. Everybody was mad at me. I said they're not going to tell them nothing. You said, I certainly asked. You are hilarious. I love it. I love it, El Libro. Come on now. You said what? Who else did the homework? You supposed to call your church people and ask them what the word was about today. What was they talking about? How they apply it to their life? What it would mean? Dean, I sent you the water filter for the shower. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we got 2 Renees. Because it's another Renee in here. I asked, did you send me the water filter? And she said no. So that's why. Because I was like, Auntie Renee, but it's not this one. It's the other one. Okay. Okay. It's 2 Renees. Got it. We got doubles of everything over here. That's so crazy. And everything be spelled. Thank you, Auntie. Okay, because yesterday I asked another Renee and she was like, she didn't send it. So, okay, thank you. I said, I know it was a Renee, but I didn't know we had 2. So I've been thinking I've been talking to the same person the whole time. Y'all ain't even the same people. Sorry. Oh, you said Renee from Ohio and Renee Boo from Florida. See, you know better than I do. I've been thinking I've been talking to the same person the whole time. That is funny. Well, Listen, they still saying we will be caught up. Are they, Melba? Sis, I'm new. What all do we need for a survival kit for 6 months so I can get my family prepared? There are 2 videos on YouTube that I have. Right, I have a small list up here in my Amazon store, and then you have to look in the books because they keep like hiding my list so people can't get the stuff. Right, but CERCA TROVA 22, I have 2 videos, Survival and Survival 2.0. And it's not everything that you need, but it'll get y'all good if you can get that stuff. Because I can't, I just like water straws, food like this, and if you can get a dehydrator because you can do a lot of this yourself. Okay, it'd be cheaper if you do it yourself, but you're gonna have to get your stuff. You can get you a nice good dehydrator. I got a 10 tray that it can dehydrate like 10-15 pounds of food at a time, but everybody's money is different. Get that, and then buy as much. If you got a food bank close to you, I would sign up to go as much as I can. You said some of the stuff is starting to sell out. Are you serious, Lauren? Mari, are you in here? Let's cue. You found it. You just get. Hold on. Let me see what I can find here. I'm just gonna do it right. I'm just gonna do it right. I'm just gonna do it right. I am. I'm gonna do it right. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Let me go on over here. Now, you said clear his throat. You said, what is it? You said, me. Did we? Y'all, that's Mari singing that for us because, I got tired of saying it, so he made a song for us. You said you just ordered your, okay. Now, look. Do it, Mari. You said what? Okay. So we have our own songs for our alma mater, and it's called "Get Your Stuff Right Now." And did we talk about it? Get it before you can't get it. Get it before it's too expensive. Get it before you don't have the money to buy it. Get it before everybody starts to panic buy. Get it. Listen. Still feel crazy? You still feel like maybe you shouldn't have been doing what you was doing in 22, 23, and 24? Still think it was a waste of money like your family was telling you to get gas masks for everybody in your house and to get a go bag and to store up shelf-stable food just in case there's no power? And my baby just came in here and said her power went out last night and it's still out right now. But you know what she didn't have to do? Her, and if she got babies, they didn't have to be in the dark while everybody else in the dark. They didn't have to. You know what? You said my power went out for about 3 hours randomly. Y'all know this is sitting in a top full of water, right? Probably about 40, 50 drops of water. Drops, not gallons. You said right in Life Trials. I listened to you back then. I'm ready. Come on. It's a rechargeable light bulb. You can put it down in the dirt and it'll work too. Hello. Who about to be in the dark? Who about to be without power? Tell me. You need to have a way to cook. If you only have an electric or even a gas stove, gas pipes don't work without electric meters. It because that's how they generate electricity is water. Your electric, they generate what is it called? Hydroelectricity. That's how they generate. You said that light bulb lasted 5 days. Last 5 days. Last outage due to a storm. Just one. Oh, so yours lasted for 5 days charged? Because in the daytime, you don't need the light. But if you have these in, and if you know you live in an area where it can storm, it makes sense to at least have one in the bathroom, in the hallway, somewhere in one of the lamps in the living room, so y'all not having to walk through the house in pitch black. This is a better deal than a 3.5, I promise you. And they cost about the same. This. Dang near all the bulbs in my house are those. Come on, India. Ain't nobody got time to be hitting their toes on nothing. That's running off drops of water. I want y'all to know that. You can get them everywhere. You can get them at Walmart, Lowe's, on Amazon, Temu, everywhere. Just type in rechargeable bulb on your Google or whatever your search engine is, and it's going to show you all the ones you need. It's better than a 3.5, I promise you. You'll want to have that in your house than the other. You hear me? If you got kids, you said I holler every time you say that because nephew. I mean, they about $40. They about $40. Now, they might be a little bit more expensive now, I don't know. But when we was getting them, it was for about $40. You hear me? So, I don't know how much they are now. Or if they're selling two for $40. It don't matter. It's still better. Who about to be in the dark? I don't like getting my toes on nothing. Do you hear me? No, thank you. You need a portable shower so you can wash your donkey. I'm going to say it again. You need a portable shower so you can wash your donkey. Okay? You need to be able to have a stove that doesn't run on electricity or gas that is piped through your home. Butane, wood burning, solar stove. You need to have a way to cook and heat water. Okay? You said also you can buy emergency food at Costco now because it's storm season. Okay. My friend gave out some for Christmas a couple of years ago. I was so happy about that. This part, you said I just looked. They still a good $44. Okay, so they not. I think they was so they went up 10 because they was like 36 when we got ours. Roughly $40 with tax. It says because why I just realized what you say. Better use that. This. I know I gotta talk to the niggas the way they understand. See you. You can spend $40 on something you like, or you get no. This is a better deal. It's gonna last longer too. You said don't forget the water heaters to warm up the water. All of it. Okay? Some of the showers come with a water heater, but we do have the heating. They have plug-in water heaters. Right? The heating elements. They look like an extension cord type thing. They kind of look like a sprinkler. Y'all remember the sprinkler, the top part of the sprinkler where the water come out the hose? It looked like that, but it got a cord on the end of it. And you can put that not in metal, But you can put that down in like a hard plastic tub and you plug it into your generator and heat your water up. Mine is packed up. I don't have it out here. Yeah, you got to wash your donkey. You have to. Okay. Okay. You said those are selling out. Well, I mean, everything gonna be selling out, baby. I'm just saying, if you can get it, get it. They sell them at like Lowe's and stuff, and they normally sell them in a 2-pack. Cause I think we got two for what, like $20. They was like 2 for 25, wasn't they? They come with 2, and it makes lava hot water. Okay. Or you talking about lava rocks? We got them too. We got lava rocks. We got what you call it, terracotta pots to make our generate the what you call them, radiator heaters. Baby, we got it. And two, we bought terracotta pots. We got all that. Who have to be hungry and cold? It's not us. Utilize that get now and pay later. This part, Mari. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, folks thought we was crazy, and now they don't. And even if they do, it don't matter because we already got our stuff, and we ain't got to run out and buy nothing. We just adding to the little bit what we might need or something. But I mean, if it push come to shove, we gonna make it a lot longer than most people. Because people are so worried about cutesy and, oh my God, I want you to look at this new makeup I got. Nobody's going to be able to see you in a minute if they turn the internet off. But do you have food in your house? Do you have a way to keep your kids preoccupied or distracted so that you can think of a plan to do what you need to do? Do you have a road atlas in your car just in case GPS is not working and the highways are backed up? Will you know another way to get out of your city if you can? I mean, those things are important. More important than a new phone or a little trinkety clicky thing so you don't got to be lazy and use your muscles that God gave you, that kind of thing. Listen, if you have stocks and 401ks and Roth IRAs, I be trying to cash all of that in because they about to play with y'all money. They about to tell you can't get your money unless you got this good old, what's the name? So you better get what you need before they take the access. Because that's another thing that they said they can do on here too with the new thing. They can stop your money. I said, oh, we talked about that. You said they played with yours in 2020, Nia. And I've been begging people to get their 401ks out since 2022. And people was like, don't listen to her. I said, you're right, don't. But they sure did play with y'all money in the beginning of this year. And did. They sure did. And the last time he was president, they played with y'all money too. Oh, okay. Y'all don't learn. You just gonna keep on doing the same crazy stuff. Well, fine. Baby, you ain't got to steal from me twice. Once I know you a thief, you won't be near nothing of mine that's valuable. News just said the governor of Virginia approved the troops to do the same thing in D.C. Right now. Right now? Like right now? I'll be right back. It's coming to a city near you. You're not going to be able to leave your house. You'll want to have everything that you need in there before they get to your space. Who remembers me saying, pay attention to what they did in 2020 overseas, where they put the tape on the door and you couldn't leave, and it didn't matter if you was in there and you didn't have no food. People's pets, they was unaliving their pets because they didn't have it. So you want to have everything you need in there before they come put tape on your door and you can't leave. Hello. Mm-mm-mm-mm. This is really crazy. Oh, I guess that would be a good thing to do. Y'all saw that? If I'm not mistaken, these also come with a charger. I just don't think it's in here. Or maybe they don't. This is another one. You see it? So you can hang this out in the daytime. Okay? It's a solar bulb. It's another different kind of rechargeable. So you got the ones that you can put into a thing. You have these, right? They got the small panels on them. So there's more than one kind. Okay? Most of them come with a little thing like this. So if we gotta be living in tents, okay? So you can have two kinds. You can have that one. And then we even sent out another one that you can charge, like with your USB-C. We sent out some of those the last time we did like a giveaway. Some of them, the other ones that we have, you can actually, it's a little piece in there that you could plug into your generator or whatever. You said you just checked the batteries in your collection, in our collection the other day. Good job. You said you saw it lit up when I was trying to get it. It did. It lit up as soon as I touched that little part in there, which is crazy. Okay, these things are gonna save you a lot of stress for later. You got little babies, kids cry when they scared. Go to Five Below and get some cheap noise canceling headphones for your children, whether it be the ones that plug into a device or wireless. You need a way to keep them quiet. Put them up. Don't let them have them now. They're going to be for later. Okay? Like if you have to put them in a closet, give them a small device and let it just play like I just showed you, the old school DVD players. You got kids, you need to buy as many DVDs as you can. And they have Blu-ray players that you can recharge on your generator. Because the internet goes out a lot of times when the power go out. They're going to be driving you crazy while you're trying to figure out what you need to do. So, get your stuff. Uh-oh. I'm all in your business over here. Okay? You need to have shelf-stable food. Do not go and fill up your freezer, okay, with thousands of dollars of worth of food. Don't do that. You need to have shelf-stable meat, cheese, eggs, butter, seasonings. Salt is something you definitely need to stock up on because the body can't really live without salt. It's going to be some salt in something. You need salt. You need sugar. Most of our herbs come from overseas, so I would stock up on all of that if I were you. Walmart has a Life Vest marked down to $5. Do they? You said Walmart has Life Vest marked down to $5 and $8.50 in store. Look in the camping summer section. Sizes from infant to 3X. There you go. Walmart got the Life Vest marked down. $3.50 and $8.50 all the way up to size 3X. You better hurry up and go grab some. I know we ain't supposed to be shopping there. We can say F them tomorrow. Go get your stuff. Especially if you on the West Coast and you don't got none. And if they got a floaty boat thing, buy that too. You said you even found cans of brown bread. Yep, we got canned bread too. We can say, forget them tomorrow. I know we ain't supposed to be giving them our money, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And that way your money can stretch. Because we ain't just thinking about floods. I mean, if you got to be running or going here and there, you might have to cross a river or two. You can tie them things together so ain't nobody floating away. Yes, there's canned bread. We bought a case of it in 22. I don't even know if it's no good no more, but we bought one. You say, I had to do it for extended family. Okay. Listen, you need to be preparing for the day after tomorrow. All of those conditions that were in the day after tomorrow, you need to prepare for them. And that's real. You need to prepare, okay? If seeing those kids in Gaza don't change your mind about spending money on a $4,000 bag instead of having $4,000 worth of shelf-stable food in your house, I don't know what to tell you. I couldn't look in my kids' faces and know that they ain't got nothing because I wanted to be cute. Or I wanted to go throw some money on some hoes or something. Like, I don't know if y'all seen them babies, but they're skeletons. Them little kids that's 12 years old and they look 7 or 8 because they're so malnutritioned. Like, if popping out and buying bottles is more important than your baby's having food for 6 straight months, I mean, do you? If that's more important than your kids having clean water to drink while they already showing you that it's regular people living in Flint. If getting your nails clipped together for $200-300 is better than you buying $200 or $300 worth of canned goods and pasta and rice and beans and something so that and canned meat so that you can make a struggle meal for your family, you cannot be mad at nobody else that don't give you nothing. You still running your credit cards up for stuff ain't nobody gonna be able to see you in it if they turn the internet off. It's a waste. $50,000 worth of handbags and you ain't got a bag of beans or a bag of rice is diabolical. Buying your kid a $700 video game and you don't got $700 worth of food for that kid to eat for the next 6 months if the stores get back like 2020 is diabolical. Folks is already talking about buying Christmas presents, baby, and they ain't got 3 months of food. And you got to think, 90 meals for each person is a lot. If you feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? Or you need to decide when stuff get crazy, are you doing 2 meals for like a brunch and a dinner? Because your food is going to run out fast. So if you're not planning for it, well, you got 3 people in your house. Are you feeding everybody once a day, twice a day, or 3 times a day? You need to start looking at portion control. All of these things are going to be important because, one, the food banks are closing. The churches are not getting the grants of fresh vegetables and fruits and stuff like they used to because everything is rotting in the farms because the immigrants are gone. Like, are you paying attention? I think it would. Protein powder because your body needs protein. Yep. Yep. You said there was no Christmas for us last year. We bought survival stuff. I'm trying to tell you. Quit trying to impress people and impress the people in your house because they're going to look to you to feed them, house them, keep them warm, everything. It is your job. So if you want to keep wasting money, I mean, can't nobody tell you what to do, but you the one going to be having to look in your kid's face as it's getting smaller and smaller because you thought that $50 on a cute shirt was more important than buying $50 worth of rice and being able to store it safely. I don't care about impressing nobody, and I didn't even before this. Because when 2020 happened, I told y'all me and my family was good. Because God told me in 2017 it was coming in 2020. I wrote it down on my journal. I did a vlog about it. Posted it on one of my old social medias. And then guess what I did? I got to work. Because I worked in faith. I believe when God said people was going to get sick. You wasn't going to be able to leave your house. And it was something else. You wasn't going to be able to travel, whatever. And I put that, I said, God, I don't know why you keep telling me this. I'm going to tell the people, but then I'm about to get to work. A lot of people didn't. But during 2020 and 2021, people was calling me and asking me, where you go get this? It's on back order. They ain't got nothing in the store. I said, I don't know. I told y'all to get it 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I told y'all. 2.5 years ago, I was telling everybody, you need to get a dehydrator. You need to get a meat grinder. Quit buying purses and buy a KitchenAid, and then buy your attachments, because then you can do a lot of stuff with that. You can make bread. You can cook a lot, so I'd rather spend $199 to $300-$400 on a KitchenAid and stuff like that than a bag. Because if I don't have a lot of energy, right, and if I'm working off a generator, right, I need to be able to do everything quickly. I can turn that thing on high and go through a whole bag of potatoes in no time, skinning them, cutting them, slicing them. So boom, that's all prep. Now, if I need to do something else or let my bread rise, I can do a lot of things. I got meat grinders. I showed y'all them 3 years ago. If you do come across some good meat when everything is scarce, you can stretch it by grinding it. Add some fat in there. But if you don't have a meat grinder, you're going to have to dang near cook all that meat, or, have big blocks of it, where if I grind it up, it's going to stretch a lot further. So instead of having these cutesy wootsy things, you need to have something that works. If you don't have cast iron, you need to get some. You need something with a lid, a skillet, and maybe even a griddle, because if you have to cook out over an open fire, a lot of these cute pots, they're not going to hold up. You need something that's going to be able to keep the heat and keep the food warm. You can heat up some rocks, or start a small fire or whatever you're going to do, and put your cast iron on there and use it like a warmer. It's things that you can do. But if you don't have nothing, most people don't even have a shovel that will break ground in their house, apartment, or whatever. Just because you don't got no yard don't mean you don't need tools. You said you have a hard time finding cast iron. They don't got no international market like Mexican stores by you? African store, Indian store, any type of international supermarket, they gonna have them. They also have them at Goodwill on OfferUp, but they be rusted out, and then you just got to do some elbow work, but you get them a lot cheaper, because a lot of times these young people, they don't know. So when grandma and papa pass, oh yeah, they'll give you all the pants for $25. Don't even know they just gave away $300, $400, $500 worth of stuff, baby. That's okay, because all I need is some lemon juice, some salt, and a little grease, and I'm in a scrub pad. We gonna get this back together. Try Ollie's too. They have them. Okay, they everywhere. They everywhere. Big lots everywhere. But you want to get the most for your money, because if you can get you a skillet, a Dutch or French oven, whichever you call it. Some people call them French ovens, some people call them Dutch ovens, and then a griddle. And we even have cast iron bread pans with the lid on them. So if I gotta sit that down in a fire, and then, or over a fire, and put some coals on the top of it, I can bake bread over a open fire. So definitely, if you don't have a cast iron bread pan, preferably get one with a lid. I would do that. You said they got them at $11 for Wally World. Okay. Amazon. Listen, they everywhere, y'all. You said you can buy a manual grain mill from Pleasant Hill Grain and add attachments to run it with bicycle or electricity. Oh, that's good. You can buy a manual grain mill from Pleasant Hill Grain and add attachments to run it with a bicycle or electricity. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. But you need to have something. Remember that all the plants, when everybody got sick, they shut down. That's why there was not, thank you, Carolyn. That's why there wasn't a lot of food, because a lot of the people that work in enclosed buildings like that, everybody was getting sick. So then there was no corn for 2 weeks. There was no this for 2 weeks, or you could only buy 2 or 4. That all is going to come back. Okay? And I know we talk about it a lot, but more and more is happening every day. So you need to be prepared. Like I said, if you got some stuff you really don't use, and it's not going to be vital in this next stage where we're going to, if we about to go back to living like house on the prairie. So If none of that stuff is going to be valuable then, and you really don't use it, I'd be pawning or selling, offering up everything that's not useful, that's not going to be useful, so that I could have the stuff that is going to be useful, like all this stuff I've been showing today. If everybody don't got a gas mask in your house, what do you need 90-inch TVs for? You're not going to be able to see them. If you can't breathe, how you going to watch TV? I mean, I'm just saying. Hello? Listen, you said, come on, cardio, that part. Auntie been getting her little stuff in, nephew, in the room. Y'all bought me that jump rope. I've been using my weights to strengthen these granny arms I got. I've been doing my squats, stretching real good so I can start getting back to walking. I was out walking last night. I can't walk in the heat. My menopause won't let me do it. But I was walking last night. I walked for maybe about 30 minutes, just around where I live, getting my muscles back together. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all. I didn't even plan on being on here this long. I wanted to get on and get off. Just East Coast folks, get your stuff together. You need to have all your survival stuff. You need to have life jackets for your family and some kind of floating device. You need to take, you need to take all your important stuff and put it up if you are in an area that could possibly flood. And not because you normally flood, but because you normally don't. That's why. Because they're flooding all the places that normally don't flood. You said it just started to rain in Brooklyn, New York. Listen, Vicky, you're welcome. Your new Blossom. Okay, so look, if you can, please go to my YouTube. I normally don't tell people to do whatever. I don't make people follow me or nothing. But I want you to go to my YouTube, CERCA TROVA 22. And there's 2 videos, Survival and Survival 2.0. And then I have a little storefront up here. They be hiding my list. But it's some stuff on there like, water filtration. Now, I don't know how much they didn't, whatever, because half the time they won't even let me in my stuff. It's just real crazy. But there's some stuff on there. There's these kind of, where did it go? So, this is a foldable water bottle. It's 2.5 gallons. I think you get 5 for like $30, right? So you can store water and pour water. So maybe one will be for the bathroom, to flush the toilet, or whatever you're going to do. We got portable toilets too, just in case they hit the water. But these will come in handy if you don't have a lot of space to store water and stuff like that. Jugs or whatever. These are 2.5 gallons. I don't know if this one is open already. I feel like it is. So they're 2.5 gallon bags, and they're pretty. They feel like the real thick painter or movers plastic, right? So if you don't have a lot of space, 20 of these somewhere put up. Each one of these is 2.5, either 2.3 or 2.5 gallons. That's still 60 gallons of water if you got, you know what I'm saying? So if you ain't got the space to be housing a whole bunch, this is an option. But you can also have one for the kitchen for washing dishes if you have to, one for pouring something in the toilet or whatever you got to do. These type of things are going to be useful because you can fold them up and take them with you. So you don't have a whole bunch of trash because they're reusable. You can put your little tablet, your water filtration tablet down in there, do whatever you're going to do, sit it however long. You can also hook some of the, what do you call it? Like the water filtration systems that hang from the tree, like the gravity ones. Some of them will fit this. Not all, or they might come with some type of attachment to where if you have to use this to go get the water and then pour it into something else, it might have some type of system where you can, filter just from here, right? But these kind of things are going to be adapters, right? These kind of things are going to be important, and people don't think about this, and they want to be out in the street talking about what they're going to take from people. Well, the military is going to be on the streets this time, so you just won't be able to be freely knocking on people's doors uninvited. You probably won't even be able to go out on the street. They just want to make sure it works in tune too. And you can tell on people. So there's that. Because they did that in 22 too. The anonymous hotlines. Don't forget those. They're going to be in effect now too. Even more so now. Okay. You said Ollie has an iced tea powder, 38 ounces for $5.99 on supplies on sale too. Thank you, T. Y'all welcome. I just want us to be okay, and it's like we got to stop being blind. Everybody always want to cry when the bad stuff happen, but they don't ever be thinking about it when it's not. They don't want to think about it until it's bad. That's the worst thing you could do to yourself. Also, if you need to seal something that may get wet or come in contact with fluid, painter's tape, the blue, is effective against it. Uh-oh, come on. Like the frog tape and stuff, especially for outside. Okay. I felt like 2020 was a test to see if people would heed orders and stay inside. Well, that and among other things. So, be ready so you don't have to get ready. Come on, sweet tea. Tell them again for the people in the back that thought we was crazy 3.5 years ago. Because in 2 weeks, it'll be 43 months since we've been doing this. About 43 months. So it's been 42 months this month. Yeah. 42 months exactly. And 3.5 years ago, all of these people in here, people was telling them they was crazy for listening to this crazy lady that don't have no ordination. Because they pastor ain't talking about it. Well, guess what? It's 3.5 years later. All the stuff that God told me was going to happen that I told these people is happening, and the pastor still ain't talking about it. Hello. They're still not telling them to prepare. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. They still not saying, with all this going on, they still not saying nothing. Still telling them to worry about getting a big house and money and all these things that don't matter. You said I found you 3 years ago, and I listened and did exactly what you said. Listen, God was. Do you feel like God was warning us, sweetie? Who feels like God was warning us for real? No matter how crazy, we had to make ourselves think about the bad stuff. Well, the bad stuff is happening right in front of everybody's face, not just ours. Everything that people was telling us we was paranoid about is happening. Come on. You said since 2019. Okay. You hear me? Every single thing is happening right now. We don't gotta rush out and buy no. And I'm not saying that against anybody, but the warnings have been coming. The warnings came in 2020. They was here in 2023 when the stock market changed, and then they start cutting off all the programs. And people just think because I don't believe that's going to happen that I don't have to prepare because it's not going to affect me. Well, that's the silliest thing that you could ever think. It's normally the people that aren't ready for it that are impacted the most. Hello. You said if you have a George Foreman grill, you can use it as a griddle. Okay. Listen, this thing, do not wait for them to give it to you because as you can see, you're going to be waiting. It's not going to be like last time. It's not going to be like they've already taken all the assistance. You hear me? You said yes, and I'm so grateful God sent me here. Me too. If you got a gallon bag and a flat iron, you can seal up food. Just cut the zip part off. Put an oxygen absorber in there. Okay. So if you have gallon bags, you can, and a flat iron, you can seal up food too and put your oxygen absorber in there. Okay? Thank you, y'all. I'm about to go. I love y'all. I just wanted to make sure that my East Coast folks know they had a light bulbs and stuff charged up, have your emergency stuff put up just in case you on a level where the water can come in. Please put your stuff up. Make sure y'all know where y'all walkie-talkies and stuff is just in case. If you have a crank radio, you need to make sure that is up. And I mean, you can crank it in here anyway, but just make sure you don't, so you're not having to run around frantic. Make sure you have your stuff where it's supposed to be. Please. If you love your family, just be ready. Yes, love you too, Pumpkin. Y'all hear me? Okay, so you have a wonderful night too. And you drive safe, sir. You don't be driving through no crazy places, do you? You be having to go through the towns. You make sure you anoint your truck. Anoint your truck. Because I see what's been going on with all these other folks. Anoint your truck. Any of my truck drivers in here, I need y'all to anoint y'all trucks. Every tire. Before you get on the road to go anywhere, you need to be touching your tires, touching the door, the handle, everything. You need to be anointing your truck. For real. Because it's about to get worse with all these people being on the road. For real. And make sure you have somebody that knows your location, where you was at, all of that. For real. Yeah. Please. If you got a person that don't believe in it, you do it. Yeah, I ain't doing all that. Okay, you do it. Give them some lotion that they know and some hand sanitizer with it in there. Whatever you gotta do so that because they gonna touch all the trucks. So put a little drop in their hand sanitizer, their body wash. If you got a husband or wife, do what you gotta do to put the blood of Jesus on your family when they not around you. You hear me? Love y'all too. Okay? Protect your family because the enemy is not playing. I'm telling you. See y'all later.